Heather Bennett, and I'm the current board vice president of Salt Lake City School District Board of Education. And I ran for a seat on the Board of Education because I thought it was really important to pay attention to all of the voices. My own children's school had been closed by the school board, and I felt that they didn't consider the right issues when making that decision.
And I woke up the next day so depressed and thought, you know, you need to be the change. You've got to be the person to go out and make that difference. And so I ran for school board, never anticipating that I would win. It was more, you know, we need to make a statement that people in the community are engaged.
Sometimes you come with specific issues, you know, that you feel like you can champion on the Board of Education.
I was on the policy committee, so I was able to really address those things that felt important to me.
It's important to me as an adult working in education to model for the kids the values that we're trying to teach. So if we want kids to be kind, if we want them to be thoughtful, if we want them to be tolerant, if we want them to learn to love each other, we have to do that ourselves and show them how it's done. And part of that is in writing policies that make sense.
Salt Lake City had just passed their non-discrimination ordinance, and I felt like the school district needed to do something similar.
And as the word got out, you know, that Salt Lake District was talking about changing, you know, what we call our G19 policy, which is our discrimination policy, and then also beefing up our bullying policy, there were two things that happened. First, there were people who were coming to our meetings and sharing the most incredible stories. I mean, it was really quite amazing to feel this buoying up of the neighborhood and of the city as we move forward. But on the flip side of it, we also got to hear, you need this because of these reasons. This is what happened to my child, or this is what I experienced as a teacher in the, you know, from my colleagues.
Unfortunately, there were a lot of suicides of gay youth that summer, and this is why this policy is so important to our students, because we shouldn't be losing students.
I had an employee come to me, a very valuable employee in our district, and she told me that she and her partner had been in California all summer looking at jobs there because they didn't have the protections and the feeling of being wanted and cared for here in Utah.
It was interesting as we discussed this amongst ourselves that these stories that we were being told really did matter to the extent of making a major change in how we defined discrimination in our district and how we dealt with bullying.
It gave me great respect for the process of working on a board. And it's hard to remember sometimes that it's okay for people to disagree. You have 7 members of the community elected to try to represent their communities and to build the best school system they can for the children of Salt Lake City. And we're not going to agree on every point always. But we can reason with each other. We can talk to each other. And in the end, our good intentions, our kindness, our desire to do the right thing by the people of Salt Lake City will win out.
The reaction that we got was, again, really quite heartwarming. I had multiple phone calls and multiple emails from employees thanking us for just that simple thing of leading out as the first school district to do that. We knew that it was the right thing in the beginning, but then for them to come back and tell us thank you and to appreciate the months and months of conversations, actually a couple of years of conversations that we've been having around it, was very gratifying.